In this video, I'm going to discuss how you can easily identify runt or stunted growth or slow growing broilers in a very early stage when you carry your broilers. This is a very and a huge major concern to broiler farmers. I'm also going to talk about the signs that you can see in slow growing broilers or runt. Please don't skip because I will also give a quick test on how you can identify the slow growing ones, especially the first 7 days, and also what you can do when you identify the runt or the slow growing broilers. These and many more important tips I will share in this video. So please, if this is your first time of coming across my channel, help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that you don't miss important upload. And don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up and share so that others can benefit. Thank you. Runt, as we all know, are broilers that refuse to grow, and they have adverse effect in the profit margin of the farmers, most especially when you have a larger number of them that have slow growth rates. Identifying runts or slow growing broilers as early as possible is very important so that you can separate and manage them before they drag down overall flock performance. I'm going to give some easy method you can use from the very first week, which I will term as the signs of runt or slow growing broilers. Number one sign is the size difference, and this usually happens from the day 5 to day 7 and onwards. What you observe in this size difference is that normal broilers of the same batch or of the same hatching that are hatched on the same day should be fairly uniform. When you look very closely, you will see that runts, they look smaller, they are lighter, and they are thinner when you compare them to their mates. Then another sign that you should look out for from that day 5 to day 7 is the breast development. When you look at a healthy chicks, they developed a broad, meaty breast very early. But in the case of a runt or a slow growing broilers, the runts, they have a kind of narrow and a sharp breastbone with very little muscles that covers them. And when you feel it, you're able to see that the breasts are narrow compared to the well-growing ones which have a broader breast. Then the number 3 is that you should look at the feathering pattern. For slow growing broilers, they often have delay in feathering. In most time you see them, they have a kind of patching wings, they have fewer tail feathers. These are very important signs that you should look out for. And also you now notice that the strong chicks or the fast growing chicks, they grow feather evenly and very early. That is the fourth sign. Then that is the third sign, sorry. Then the fourth sign is the feeding and drinking activity. When you have a healthy chicks and there are chicks that will grow rapidly, you observe that the chicks, they rush to feed and to drink as early as possible, as fast as possible. And whenever you give them feed, you see them very agile and smart. But in the case of runts, they are very sluggish, they eat less, and in most time you see that they get pushed outside. And so once you notice any of your chicks like this, just know that that chicks is a slow growing broilers or is going to be a runt in the long run. Just try as much as possible to isolate it and give it a better treatment. Now, the fifth point is the leg and body strength. When you pick the chick, you will notice that the healthy ones, they will feel firm and heavy for their size. That means if you look at them very well, you see that their size suits their body weight. But in the case of the runt or the slow growing ones, when you pick them up, they feel very light, they feel very weak, and they kind of have a kind of shaky on the legs. So if you are able to observe this very well, you should be able to know the difference. The sixth point is the droppings. You see runts, they often pass watery or abdominal droppings. This is very conversant with runt or slow growing broilers, but the healthy chicks, they will pass a kind of firm brownish droppings, except they are sick. If they are sick, then you see a kind of different droppings. But if they are healthy and they are well growing, their physics or their droppings will be firm, brownish with just a tip of white. Now, I believe you're getting tangible information from this video. So please help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button and turn on the bell icon so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. Don't hesitate to give this video a like. Drop your questions in the comment section and I will answer them. And also share so that others can benefit. Now, I want to give you an expo or a tip here, which has to do with a quick test on how you can identify the fast growing ones and the slow growing ones, or the runt. Now, what you just need to do, let me say between day 1 and day 14, if you want to identify the slow growing ones or the runt one, you can do this by weighing them randomly. What you just do between day 7 and day 14, you just have to compare their body weight to the standard breed chart. And what this means is that any bird of around 20 to 30% below this target is a slow growing broiler. I'll put the broiler growing chart in the screen so that you can see it. By the time you compare and you discover that any bird that is 20 to 30% below the target is a slow growing broiler. Then another way that you can test for this to know or to identify slow growing broilers or runts is from between the day 1 to day 7. You just have to carry out what we call crop check or crop field check. This method helps you to differentiate between the healthy ones and non-healthy ones, the ones that are eating and the ones that are not eating, especially the first 3 days. What you just need to do is to carry the chicks and fill the crop. You see, when a healthy chicks feeds from day 1, you discover that the crop will be full, it will be soft, and you will feel the meals or the feed in it. But if you should carry a runt or a slow growing ones, most times it's often empty, or you have a kind of half-filled crop. It's very visible and it's very easy to fill. So after you have carried out all these tests and you discover that there is runt, or what do you do when you identify this runt? This is what I'm going to explain to you now. The first step that you have to do is to separate them and give them special care, in the sense that they should be light for them. They should be longer light for them so that they can eat during the day and at night. If at all, let it be 1 hour darkness for them to rest. But in absence of that, you can just give them light 24/7. Then you have to give them extra feeders and drinkers, and you must make sure that there is always vitamins for them. The essence of giving them these extra feeders and drinkers is that it will help to reduce competition, so that all of them can eat. Those slow growing ones that you've isolated, they can eat without competition. Then you should provide glucose and multivitamins in water for like 2 to 3 days. This will also help to improve the slow growing or the runted broilers. And the third point that you need to do is to add protein rich supplements. The feed that you are giving to them should be different from, or more richer than, the feed that the regular broilers are eating. There should be a high percentage of soybean meal, fish meal, and any other organic growth promoter that you can add to it, be it garlic, ginger, aloe vera, whatsoever organic food, or you want to use feed fermentation process, whatever thing that you need to give to them, give it to them, as this will aid a proper feed conversion ratio. Then the last point is that if they remain stunted after 2 to 3 weeks, please do not waste the feed. It is better to call them or leave them outside in a particular place where they can roam, or you can just slaughter them and use them for your meat meal to produce feed for your fast growing broilers. I believe you've gotten tangible information from this video. Please kindly help me to grow my channel by clicking the subscribe button, turn on the bell icon so that you get updates whenever I upload a new video. Give this video a thumbs up and drop your questions in the comment section. The last point, please share so that others can benefit. Thanks.